Good day. I am me. Hopefully, you are you. If not, you will be. Uh, Today, I'm going to talk about um, children, kids, those that have kids, those that are about to have kids, those that think that they're ready and planning to have a kid. Um, and I'm just going to share some facts about, what that most people, there's a lot of people having kids um, unplanned because they just didn't have protected sex, but they shouldn't be having sex without being married, first and foremost, because that's what sex is actually for. It's for a marriage. It's not for just fidelity, run around and sleeping with whoever, wherever, whenever, for whatever reason. And it shouldn't be done by male or female, to just have sex for the sake of having sex. But, you choose to do what you want to do. It's your life. You either live in this life the way you want to live it, or you live it the way you're supposed to live it, so the next life is you have the better life. But you can have a good life here too, just because you think you can do whatever you want. But but anyway, getting a little off topic with I want to talk about kids. So most people having kids, whether it be the unexpected, unplanned accident, whatever, there's no accident to a life being birthed. Because that part is not up to you or the other person. Life is given from the Father and taken by the Father. It's just plain and simple. That's why there's a lot of times you have sex and you never got pregnant. Or you all of a sudden just had sex out of the blue, and then all of a sudden, you're pregnant. But it's all because of the Father that life is given, when and by whom, and all of that. That's not a choice that any of us make. But most kids, whatever circumstances or situation or family dynamic that they are born into, most of the time they just continue the same process. It is the rare occasion that a child grows up and becomes a total opposite of whatever they were born into. Whatever it be, whether it be poverty or, abusive household, or whatever it is. Most kids just continue to process, but there is the rare occasion to where the child says, this is not what I want for my life, and they go a complete opposite direction. That's not, it'd be nice if all kids did that, but they don't. Because when a child is born, even when you think you're prepared and you plan for a kid and you're ready to have one, most of the time you're not. You're really not. I don't care how much planning you did and whatnot, because if you ain't got the right mindset and all the right steps in place for your child to be raised the right way so that he or she grows up to be the way that we were all supposed to grow up and to be, more than likely they're not. They're just gonna And most of them don't even achieve greater achievements or succeed the same level of whatever their family that they were born into. Most of them only achieve the same height, because that's what they learned when they're growing up, that this is what life is. This is all there is to it. This is all the greater I can do. This is all the greater that they will be. It just ties into the whole flea analogy that, the flea can jump 36 inches, but you put it in the jar, put the lid on, it'll jump so many times till it gets tired of hitting the lid. Then it'll only jump to just before hitting the lid. Then you take the lid off and it never jumps out of the jar. Then it has a child. The child has, the baby or whatever, has the same capabilities as the adult. It can jump 36 inches, but because its parent never jumps higher than this, it already assumes that this is all all the higher it can achieve. Well, it's that way with when you have a kid. So, that's why a lot of people that are in poverty neighborhoods, that's why their kids never leave those neighborhoods, because that's all they know. That's all they've seen. That's all they've learned. That's all they were taught, that this is what your life is because this is what you was born into. And that's a misconception. But you can take that with any class, whether it be middle class, and then even the rich, a lot of times their kids, if they don't get the concepts on how to maintain their wealth, a lot of them get put on structured, what's like set up with trust or structured annuities or whatever, so that way they can't lose the family dynamics of financial prosperity that whoever before them built. But there's some that don't, and they just sell it all and crash and burn, and it's over with. And but yeah, so but when a child is born, they're in a sense a sponge, all around a 100% sponge for anything and everything. That's all they are doing at that age, in the very early stages of life, is just soaking in any and all information that they are surrounded by. This is why they want to touch everything. This is why they want to taste everything, why they smell everything, because their brain is processing information. Is this something that you eat? Is this something that, that you should be handling? Is this... but they're also absorbing information. So even though you could tell the child, do as I say, not as I do, that's just pointless energy, breath of words, because pretty much 99% of the time the child is disregarding what you're saying for the most part. I'm not saying they're not listening, because they're listening to the words you use, the way you talk, because eventually that's the way they're going to talk. But they're paying attention to every single action that you're doing, especially if you're an adult and they're the child. So in other words, they're processing the information. Well, this is how my dad treats my mom. This is how my mom treats my dad. This is how they treat my brothers and sisters, and this is the way they treat me. So you're essentially telling them and showing them more so than telling them, this is the way that you treat your significant other, whether it be the man or the woman. This is the way that you raise your kids. They're soaking in all this information. And then not to mention when they go to school, now they're just being taught to learn to be a good, obedient slave and fall in line and all of that good stuff that I talk about in other videos. But yeah, so, and the people that you hang around, the friends that you have, so you're telling your kids that these are the kind of people that you need to look for and associate with and surround yourself by. This is what you're with everything. This is what you're telling them, that this is the way your life is to be, because that's the way your life is, because that's the way you was showed by your parents and their parents, and so on and so forth. But yeah, this is actually what is happening. Even though you can tell them to do whatever because you're telling them to do something, but yet they're watching you do something that's completely opposite. So they just disregard why they're not doing the thing you told them to do, because you don't do that thing. So why do they need to do it? You see what I'm saying? This is the way that their brain works and is thinking, because when they are a child, they are so in the moment, just like animals. Animals live in the moment, the right here, the right now. There is no a minute ago. There is no 10 minutes from now we're going to do this or we're going to have that, or they don't think that way. It's the all in the right here, right now, present moment, and that's where their focus is 100% at. And they just pay attention to all that. So, this is what he wants me to share with you. So, what you're teaching your kids more than you realize, and they're not as dumb as you think they are just because they're children. I promise you, they're not. It's yeah. There's so much of my childhood I wish I could not remember. It's ridiculous, but yeah. Anyway, that was too much of a reminiscent moment for me back in my childhood days. But yeah, so just if you want your kid to treat a female properly, then treat the one you're with properly. And it goes both ways. So if you're a female and you want your daughter to treat a male properly, well, then you need to be doing the same thing with the one that you're with. And for all the people out there that's looking for the perfect person, good luck with that, because you ain't never going to find one. You'll win the lottery first, because there is no perfect person. Not now. The one that was perfect already been here and died for everybody. And so yeah, everybody's got faults. Everybody's got things they need to work on. Everybody's got things they need to change. Everybody's learning lessons. And well, you should be learning lessons. A lot of people just keep repeating the same nonsense over and over. And that's part of why they're stuck where they're at, because they're not learning and getting anything to go to the next level, to move ahead, to however you want to put it. But yeah, so yeah, quit treating your kids like they're dumb, because I promise you they're not. And yeah, another part is quit letting other people project things onto you and accepting them and claiming them. In a sense, like a doctor telling you that you have whatever illness, and then or if you're well, you can even do it to yourself. If you're telling yourself that you don't feel good, well, eventually your brain is going to tell your body, hey, they said we don't feel good, so you need to, I mean, things are so, this is the way it really works. But it also has a lot to do with the things you consume. So if you're consuming junk, your body's going to feel like junk. It's just the way that it works. So it's not a one thing fits all, other than, like I said, unless God is in the forefront of your life. Yeah, he is the only one key that is the fix all, because if you seek him, follow him, everything will change. Fall in line, get better, you'll feel better, you'll do better, be better. It's just the way he designed it to work. But he gave you free will, so you can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. That's your choice to make, So Live this life however you want, but if it's not the right way, all I'm saying is you better live it up, because when it's done, and you probably won't like the next one. But you can live here the way he says, and it's not the way that you think, that that you have to give up all this and lose all this. And I'm not saying you won't lose things and give up things, and because when things don't align with your growth, that's when things will lose, and you'll find different friends and start going to different places and hanging out, and I mean, even with family members, and because if they're not growing, then that's what he's telling you, to cut these people out. But he's not telling you that you're not only going to have what you need, but he's going to provide everything, because that's why everything is here. I mean, so he's not taking nothing from you. He's just changing you to get you to be surrounded by the right groups of people, and living the same lifestyle that you are growing towards, which is towards him. And it's all yours, all of it. It's everybody's. But most people think you're stuck in the slave thing, where you got to work for all of it. And then you're teaching your kids basically to do the same thing. And so you're hindering them. You're making life harder for them. So, but hey, you teach your kids whatever you want to teach them, or let the system teach them, which I can't say nothing, because that's, I learned all the same stuff, went through all the same crap that most everybody's learning and is being taught even today. So just be more mindful of what you're doing, especially around your kids, because they're nothing but a sponge. That's all they are. So if you talk a certain way, chances are that's the way they're going to talk. They're going to use the same kind of words. And I'm not saying anybody's dumb, ignorant, stupid, whatever, not intelligent. So if that's the way you take it, well then, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. You got to fix that. Only you can change you. You can't find somebody else. And that's another thing a lot of people do when they get in relationships. They're hoping that when they get in with this person, that they can change them into who they want them to be. And it don't work that way. Only you can change you. You can't change nobody else. So if you're hoping to do that when you get into a relationship with somebody, man, you're already off on the wrong foot. You got to find the person that wants to grow, that's willing to learn, that wants to change, looking to be better, to do better, it's all about truth. A thing he just gave me that'll help you, that will change your life drastically, and this is all you got to do. It's very simple. It ain't nothing but this. If it ain't the truth, don't speak it. It's that simple. Your life will start to change just from that one thing. So in other words, if you don't know it to be 100% truth, don't pass it on. Don't bear false witness. That's exactly what that commandment means. So if it ain't true, don't spread it. Doesn't matter who it's about or what it is or anything. If you know it's not 100% correct by his truth, not the world or whatever you already think and been taught and all that, or and especially about other people, it doesn't matter if they are a certain way. Just stop speaking bad, period, about anything, everything. And you'll be amazed at how much your life will change drastically, just from that alone. Stop spreading lies. That's it. It's just that simple. I'm not saying you got to go, out somebody, but if you do, it needs to be in a right way to where you go to that person in person and speak to them in a civil, adult manner to say, hey, I care this much about you, and I don't agree with this that you're doing or that. And if you're not going to change that, then you need to be removed out of my life. I can't have you around me or my family or my kids or, well, whatever wherever you're at in your life and situation with family and friends. And it ain't got to be no crowded spectacle when you're at a gathering and do it in front of everybody to basically belittle a person, to shame them, and that's not gonna get through to them. That has an opposite effect probably 99% of the time, because then they're angry at how you came about it and how you did it, and you did it in front of all these people and it wasn't their business. And see, these are a lot of things that people don't think, and don't do it, especially don't do it on social media. Holy cow, that's even 100 times worse because of it's but anyway, so there's you a little bit about kids. And and I'm not saying I did everything right when I had my kids, because I wasn't nowhere near where I'm at right now today, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in my walk with the Father. Because back then I didn't know him. Well, let me take that back. I've always known him, but I didn't have a relationship with him. Everybody knows him because he is in you. It's a matter of, are you having a relationship with him or not? But back in them days, I was not. I was, I was doing things that needed to be done, but I was also doing some things that I shouldn't have been doing, but I was using them as a coping mechanism to so I could survive in the situation that I was in. That's about the best way I can put that without going into great detail. So just be mindful about, especially when your kids are in the room or in the house. Because even if you go in another room and you're arguing and they can hear you, they hear that, and that ingrains in their brain that, okay, so it's okay, we can argue and fight and yell and scream and cuss and at each other, as long as we just go in another room and they're not seeing it, but they hear us. But yeah, when people do get to that point, you need to walk away and take a break, because if you can't talk it out, nobody's making any progress. That's just a fact. Because once somebody gets so angry that they're yelling, screaming, cursing, whatever, they're unreachable. You cannot reach their conscious, their mentality, because they don't want to hear nothing you got to say at that point. So it's just pointless. You got to step away, take a breather, come back, try later. And if you're with somebody that's not willing to talk and work things out, then you're probably not with the right person, or at least not with the right person at that time. I'll put it that way. Don't mean they couldn't be the right person, but as for me, everybody in the rearview mirror is in the rearview mirror for a reason, because the Father's got me focused on the windshield in front of me with the, there's some buildings here in this view, but the mountains. Just keeping my focus on what He wants me to do, and I'm walking with Him, and Yeah, I have yet to meet my rib. And if you don't know why the woman was made out of a rib, I'll have to do a video on that one day. There's still a lot of videos to be done. There's still so much to be touched on. It's almost it seems like it's unreal, unbelievable that. But so yeah, hopefully everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. It's another beautiful day here. Yeah. So yeah, change your perception. Think before you act. Think before you speak. You know, choose things wiser. You know, and when you have kids, I'm not saying that they're at the forefront of your relationship, but you definitely have to be more mindful than before you had them. Because, like I said, they are a sponge and they are soaking up everything. Everything you say, every action you do, the way you act, who you hang around, the shows you watch, the music you listen to. They're paying attention to all that stuff. Because you're, in a sense, training their brain at that age that, you know, this is the kind of person that you're to look for, to be with, to marry, to have kids. This is how you raise your kids, because this is how I raised you. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm not saying you're right either. You know, that's for you to decide and figure out on your own. You know, because your decisions are your decisions. Mine are mine. So don't put nothing off on me, because I'm not taking your projection. Yeah, and I'm not projecting anything in my choice off on anybody else. Yeah, so anyway, have a wonderful, glorious, beautiful, amazing, blessed, and favored day. Because if you are breathing, He gave you another day to be thankful for many things. So, you know, just give Him some thanks. You know, just all you gotta do is say hallelujah. It's just it's simple. Thank you, Father. Ain't nothing, you know. What, a second, 2 seconds to just say thank you, hallelujah. I mean, a lot of people think to just say them couple few words that they'll keel over dead. But I would say odds are you're not going to. And yeah, and you might be surprised at how good your day will turn out. And you just start giving gratitude. But yeah, so hopefully y'all are getting this stuff. But yeah, so enjoy your day. Tell somebody they look good today. You know, give thanks. But till next time, peace, love, and light. Shalom.